Hi, I'm Courtney.
And I'm Brienne.
And you're listening to
Just Haunted House Things. We really don't need a theme song because we just make ours every time.
The best part is that almost every single time you go...
I know, it's the constant Ferris Bueller thing just constantly in my head.
And then I start doing it. And so when I'm editing it to the old... to the old one, you're always saying... And then I go like little blast beat that we do.
Well, that's a thing now. Cute, yeah. It's a thing now.
It's just in.
We have to add that now so that the kids who listen to us, who are probably have no idea what movie that is, can hear that wonderful sound.
Can understand where it comes from.
Okay, so I know that we're gonna get into something really interesting in a minute, but I had a friend. Ooh.
I'm opening
carbonated water.
Sorry, go
on. So I had a friend. Okay, little backstory. I got some awesome bath bombs as a Christmas gift, but they are Nightmare Before Christmas themed.
Okay.
So you got a Sally.
Yep.
You got a Jack.
Yep.
You got the Oogie Boogie.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got oh my God, the dog.
Zero.
Fuck, I wanted to say Bingo, but then I also wanted to say Max. And I'm like, none of those are right. And so I asked my friend, I was just like, I'm gonna have a bath tonight. Which bath bomb should I use? And they were like, oh, you use that Sandman. And I was like, I'm sorry, what? He was like, the Sandman one. I was like, that would be Oogie Boogie. The Sandman's very different. And then this person's like, well, okay, but like, isn't it the same thing? And I was like, fuck no. And I got so aggressive that I go and on my phone, I even screen record it. And I go and I Google photos of Oogie Boogie. And then I Google photos of the Sandman. I'm like, Sandman is brown. He's sandy. Oogie Boogie is green. Yes, he's like a sack, but he's mostly like green. Yeah. And anyways, he was like, so I like sent a couple of those off to be like, haha, you're wrong. And he was like, no. He was like, I mean, like, isn't there a theory out there that says the Sandman and the Oogie Boogie are the same thing? And I was like, fuck no. So again, I go back on my phone and I start Googling on screen recording, and I'm like, is Sandman Oogie Boogie? And instantly it's like, it is not. And all I do is go up to the search bar and just type in, huh? And then I send it to that person.
Ha.
Yeah, and he was like, no, I get it. He was like, it's just a theory that I heard. And I was like, okay, well, don't come at me with your lack of Nightmare Before Christmas knowledge.
Get out of here with your lack of Nightmare Before Christmas knowledge, you nerd.
Yeah, but then he did talk about a theory for Zero as to like it was like a different dog and like a different.
Yeah, I've heard about this theory before.
I can't remember what it was.
So it's essentially that Jack and Zero are part of this like trilogy with the Corpse Bride.
Yeah, okay, that's what it was.
What is the other movie? There's like Nightmare Before Christmas, Corpse Bride, and then there's a third one.
No idea.
Frankenweenie, I think.
Oh.
So I think it's those three.
Was it like Frankenweenie to start because the kid was young?
I think so.
And then Corpse Bride.
And then Nightmare Before Christmas. Yeah. I think that's what they think the trilogy is because it starts with the dog. Yeah. Also a dog in Corpse Bride, apparently.
Yeah. But then also the character's older. It's a guy getting married or not.
Yeah. And then
they're dead.
Yeah.
Happily dead.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. It's an interesting theory, but I don't know if I buy it.
I thought, and this is maybe why I was thinking the dog Max, because I was like, does it have to do with the Grinch? Like, was that the dog from the Grinch and then he died? And you're like, oh, he's so helpful.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah. There's just like,
I mean, really, it's a theory. Anything could.
Yeah. And it's just a story.
Yeah.
We pull inspiration from many different stories.
It's true. But anyways, my whole thing about that was everyone should know that the Sandman and Oogie Boogie are not the same.
Correct.
And this person might hear this. I'm going to hear about it later on, and I'm just going to laugh.
Who is it? Sean. Fucking prick. I'll cut that out.
Yeah. Okay, so with that chat out of the way because it's been wearing on my mind
Yeah.
for like 2 days.
It ties into what we're about to do.
Exactly.
Because like inspiration, stories, how do we come up with them?
How do we take one to another? What's the similarities between characters or stories?
Yeah.
So do you want to tell them what we're going to do?
So we're going to play a game that a friend of mine, Alexa, who's been on the podcast before, suggested called Haunted House Roulette. And so what we're going to do is we're going to pick a theme or setting, a character type, and then a prop out of like little...
We created some like... Courtney had some ideas. I had some ideas. We didn't let each other see them.
Yeah. And so we put all these pieces of paper into like little pots.
Yeah.
And then we're going to select one from each.
Yep.
And then we're basically going to come up with a storyline or some form of haunted house.
I know.
From
of
all of these
some
things.
kind.
Of some kind. But this is going to help with my theory.
Yeah.
That anything can be scary.
That's true.
I'm a firm believer that anything can be scary.
Absolutely.
If you do it in the right way and in the right context.
Yep.
Because context is everything.
Yep.
And also setting up your theme is a thing that I talk about so much on this fucking podcast.
Also, I would like to like preface this by saying I may need to describe what I mean by some of these themes.
That's okay, me too.
Okay, because I was like, I just gotta write it down.
Yeah. We did kind of like a lightning round of writing it down.
Yeah.
We took maybe like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And then we just threw it all in the pot. Threw it in the pots. So we're gonna try this and see if it works.
And if you like any of these ideas.
Yeah.
Or what you could add to them. That'd be cool.
I'd be interested to see what people think of these, how we come up with them.
Yeah.
And then just...
You're really just going to get a look into like the warped ideas of our brain.
We might end up on a subsequent list after the other list that we were on from the last episode.
I mean, I've been on lists probably since I was like 10.
Yeah, well, you had mentioned this in a previous episode that because we had brought up lists and because we were talking about murder and
conspiracies and I Google too much because I want to know.
Listen,
whoever said that knowledge is power
is correct.
Is correct, but it's also dangerous. And you just want to be informed, but apparently you're on a list.
Listen, if I get curious about a Molotov cocktail, I should be allowed to look up what a Molotov cocktail is.
If I want to know how many apple seeds it takes to create arsenic, I'm just curious because like, is it 5? Is it 5,000? Like, what is it?
I just gotta know.
Yeah,
we just.
My brain is thirsty for knowledge.
I need to feed the brain.
The monster brain.
Feed my brain. But it also helps with realism.
Yeah, it does.
For stories, for story context, for legal purposes, for story.
It's all theoretical. Let's be real.
We're just okay.
We're just happy to be here, and that you're here to listen.
Oh, this is that meandering thing that they're talking about.
Before we end up on another list, let's play this game.
Fuck. Okay.
All right. You first.
Oh, okay.
You first.
I'm scared. Okay. One. Theme.
So this is the theme.
Oh, it's a brand theme.
Ooh.
Theme: trapped inside giant's house.
Ooh. Okay.
Character. I'm gonna mix them up.
Yeah, mix them up because I just threw mine on top.
Ooh.
That one's being called. One fell out of the pot.
Okay, and then we've got evil shoemaker. Okay, this is actually pretty good. Getting trapped in a giant's house with an evil shoemaker. And then we got a Geiger counter for the prop.
What?
A Geiger counter. Do you know what that is?
No.
So it's one of those like things that helps you understand like how much radiation is being
Oh. Wow.
Okay.
See, mine are just dumb. Yours are clever.
Okay, so we've got the prop that the evil shoemaker has is a Geiger counter.
Yeah, and he's
trapped in a giant's house.
Yes. Or
we're trapped in a giant's house.
We are trapped in a giant's house, and there's an evil shoemaker
with the Geiger counter. So there's got to be radiation somewhere.
Absolutely.
Okay, so how do we turn this into a haunt?
Okay, so first off, giant's house.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be obviously this haunt's gonna
giant.
Have like everything
huge.
is
everything
massive.
is gonna be extra large. Maybe that's the radiation. Maybe this giant has been exposed to radioactive material and therefore is giant.
And he used to be a regular sized person.
Yeah.
And is now giant.
Yeah.
And was cast out from society.
Yes. And maybe the evil shoemaker giant hasn't paid for his shoes.
Yeah.
And he has to go into the house.
Yeah.
But
To get paid.
To get paid.
Yep.
But
okay.
he has the Geiger counter.
But he has, or
Yeah.
is the shoemaker in the house?
Yes.
Because the giant needs giant shoes.
Right.
So.
But we don't know the shoemaker is evil? Is that?
I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe we don't know. Maybe at the
we
beginning.
think the giant is
Yeah.
evil.
And he's there making these shoes, and he's like, he has the Geiger to be like, oh, he get to like false sense of safety.
Right,
He's
right,
like, just be careful in here. You don't know what's happening. And
Yeah.
like, I have this because I need to go in certain areas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or maybe I was kind of thinking along the lines of like he's pissed because he has to make these shoes, and he because he's in this radioactive space now.
Yeah. And he's like tainted.
Yeah, and like the giant. I don't know. Is this working?
This is it is like there's something.
There's
there.
something there.
So it's either the giant makes the shoemaker like his prisoner.
Yeah. So then maybe the shoemaker isn't evil.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the giant's evil.
Yeah. Or if we did want to twist it, it'd be like what is the maybe the shoemaker made the house and the man radioactive. So he's got the Geiger so that he can protect
so it's like
himself.
A Frankenstein's monster situation.
Exactly. And he's like
so he's convinced the giant that he is an outcast and
Yeah.
blah blah blah, even though the shoemaker did it all.
Exactly. And he's like, I'm your only friend, but he's also luring people in.
Yeah.
Because now that the giant's radioactive, his taste buds have changed.
Right, because
So-
he needs to eat people.
Kind of like a Hansel Gretel effect thing, come into the house.
Yeah.
And then we think that the shoemaker is like
He's
helping
selling
us.
shoes.
He's selling shoes, and he's trying to get us out. And then but secretly he's like pulling us farther into the house to be eaten.
Deeper.
Yeah.
Deeper.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a thought.
Okay.
So as you're entering in,
Mm-hmm.
you're seeing like things of giant shoes and weird materials and whatever. Like that's kind of in the foyer of it. And then you could be seeing like weird goo piles. Would be kind of gross.
Yeah.
And then there's like a thing of like maybe there's like a sign that says how much shoes are.
Yeah.
So maybe it's not a giant's house, but it's like giant's house meets shoemaker.
It could be like maybe like you walk into a shoemaker's house, then
What if the giant is the shoemaker?
oh, interesting.
Yeah, because then,
Yeah. Because then you're walking into a giant.
because you're going into,
Yeah.
and he's finicky.
Yeah. He's got little shoes to make and big hands.
Yeah.
That sounds terrifying.
That alone is terrifying.
Just think how nimble your fingers have to be.
Yeah. Well, lots of people make miniatures.
That's
so,
true.
Okay, so the giant is the shoemaker, but
Yeah.
we don't realize he's evil.
Yeah.
And as we're going through, we see all the things, all the junk, but it's actually just a trap.
Yeah. And the farther you go in, the more radiation that happens.
Yes.
So then
because he's been exposed and he lives in a
Yeah.
radioactive
so
weirdness.
he's fine.
Yeah.
So maybe he's using the Geiger. It's like he takes you to different rooms because each room you get more and more radioactive. So he's like testing you
Yeah. And then
until you're prime.
primed and ready to be eaten.
He
That's
likes the juicy radiation poisoning.
Radioactive juice.
I like when I swallow and it's fluorescent.
Hey, that could be a really cool like UV scene.
That could be a really cool scene.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Of,
Oh,
like,
look at that. We made a haunted house.
there you go.
Yeah.
It's weird.
So it'd be scary. I bet you someone would walk in there and be like, "This is
This is
fucking-
fucked.
Yeah.
I think the scariest thing about like giant stuff is that it makes you feel so small and
Exactly.
inconsequential.
Yeah.
So then you don't really know how big the creatures are, and you could go big with all the creatures. Because what if there was
Exactly.
like a giant cat or
Yeah.
a giant dog or giant, I don't know,
Yeah.
whatever else
And it's-
giants have.
Especially like when you're looking at props and set design, you can really play off that without having to actually necessarily show the whole thing.
Yeah, you can just show
Like
partial.
a leg,
Yeah.
like a cat leg that just like scratches or something like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
as you're like walking under a chair
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah. Like just like really weird implied scenes. which is really interesting.
Which is nice because then that gives the guest an opportunity to really take their own idea as to what's happening. So it leaves an open-end concept.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Very good. I think we made that scary.
I think so.
Yeah.
You Tell Us was the haunted
giant
radioactive shoemaker. Scary.
with the Geiger.
With the Geiger counter. I don't know. Figure it out. Don't steal our ideas, but But actually, you can. You know what? Go ahead.
Just credit us.
Yeah, just tell me.
Be like, I heard these two weird bitches talk about this house.
Just tell us.
Yeah.
It's whatever.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna use them.
All right, my turn. Well, you never know. We've only just begun.
It's true. Well, at least not this one.
Okay.
I don't think I'll use this.
That's
one.
fair. All right. What is this one? Oh God,
it's one of yours.
Locked in a factory/escape room.
Okay.
That's the theme.
Mm-hmm. What do we got? It's one of yours. Get in there.
Mine are just on top.
Do you want me to? Get in there. It's because they're so big.
I know.
There.
Yours are so small. Okay, so theme is locked in a factory escape room.
Locked in a factory.
The character is farmer.
Okay. Yeah, that works. Sure.
And the prop is a teapot. So we've got a farmer with a teapot locked in a factory kind of escape room.
Okay.
Well, teapots I find delightful, not so scary, but if it has scalding water in it, it could be scary.
Okay, but think about this.
Okay.
If you're locked in, let's go with factory.
Okay.
Okay. Let's say it's a teapot factory.
Oh.
So that could be interesting.
Yeah.
Because you could have lots of porcelain strewn about.
Broken pieces.
What if it was an abandoned factory?
Absolutely, yeah.
And so there's broken pieces everywhere. Maybe there's like mishmashed things together. So like maybe someone has been like spending time to put different pieces of different pots together.
Oh, kind of like Frankensteining
a pot together. And then this farmer who's there, maybe he's been trapped there and he's like trying to come up with things. So you could have even like porcelain chairs, porcelain tables. You can have all these pieces that have been turned into stuff, and then his weapon of choice is a broken teapot.
Yeah. Maybe also this farmer ends up in a factory because he lost his farm and now he is farming teapots and creating them. So like he needs to farm. So he's like, I make teapots.
How do you farm a teapot?
You break them and then you glue different pieces back together.
Okay.
Yeah. Just like you said.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then what's the overarching like story here? Like, so we're getting to excuse you.
I did nothing.
My computer just decided to go to screensaver mode. Where was I going with this?
Overarching theme.
So we're stuck in a factory with this crazy farmer who's farming teapots.
Okay, so but if you look at it, Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yep.
I mean, they were meat packers.
Yeah.
But abandoned factory.
Yeah.
Were probably farmers.
What if there was a giant death there, and he was the cause of it, and now he can't leave the scene?
Yeah, because he's hiding out and people think he's not there.
Yeah.
And now that's where he lives.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is the accident that happened? Like, is it a work accident? Is it people just ended up there and something bad happened?
I think it was a work accident.
But it was a work murder?
Yeah.
Oh.
Work murder! Yeah, I think the farmer did it.
Yeah.
And he's hiding out.
Yep.
And now we're in there because we're exploring.
Yeah, something happened, a quote unquote work.
Yeah, maybe
accident.
We're the investigators.
Exactly. And so you go in and you get like a pad and paper and it's kind of like Clue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be kind of freaky.
Yeah.
And then you have to deal with this farmer popping up every once in a while. But what if you had like in the factory like pieces moving and like every once in a while you have like one of the workers pop out? That'd be kind of neat.
Yeah, because it doesn't have to be a farmer. It's just like there is a farmer.
Yeah.
Yeah. He just is the murderer.
Yeah. could be interesting.
What if it's weird, but what if it was like multiple farmers in this factory for whatever reason, and
maybe it was like Amazon.
Maybe.
And it was like taking over the work.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe it's not exclusively teapots.
Yeah. He just happens to have a teapot.
He just happens to have a teapot.
And then so if it's a bunch of farmers and a work murder happens, but they're like, you have to find out which farmer it was.
Yeah.
But there's going to be multiple farmers.
Yeah.
Trying to throw you off the case.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Clearly, I want interactive haunted houses.
Yeah, this sounds more like an escape room /
Which
interactive
is
haunt.
why
Which is fine.
It was
I'm into
factory / escape room. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm into this.
Yeah.
This could be fun.
This could be fun.
I kind of like that one.
Yeah. That one's fun. That one's a really good one you can definitely build on that.
Yeah, there's a lot there.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
we love, but factories are just like a great place to
they're
have.
a solid setting. They are a solid setting.
Yeah.
Okay, what if it was an escape room?
Oh, yeah. No, then definitely it's got to be one of those, like, you're going to have to, like, solve the murder or...
Yeah, solve the murder.
Yeah, or escape before you get murdered kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he has a weaponized teapot.
A weaponized teapot, which is fine because it's like maybe he's got like this weird teapot like fascination, which isn't necessarily weird because I collect teapots, so it's not weird.
It's not weird at all.
People love tea.
They really do.
To people in Britain. What? They have good tea over there.
It's true.
So what if it's like each kind of room he kind of has designed to like a different type of murdering teapot. So like one is the broken shaded one that he likes to stab people with.
Yeah.
And maybe one is got the hot water that he's gonna like burn people with the scalding water.
Yeah.
Maybe he's got a couple hanging from above and it's like they've got razor blades on them and you have to like try and get through them as they're swinging around you.
One would be really cool if it was just solid cast iron, so it's like heavy.
Oh yeah. And you have to move it.
Yeah.
To try and get out
Like
of the room.
it's a giant
like
one.
Well, we would go back to the giant's house, borrow his cast iron teapot, do a little trade.
Yeah. Bring it back. Okay, I like it.
Okay, I like that one.
Yeah.
That one's fun.
That one's actually really interesting.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't steal that one.
That one you can't have.
Don't touch it.
No.
Actually, also tell us if that hits or if it doesn't hit.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Another?
Yes. Reach for the big ones because those ones are mine. Oh.
Underwater.
Fuck. Oh my god, thank you. I was definitely gonna use that as one of mine, and I didn't because I was like, I talk about the underwater one.
No,
a lot.
I had to because I'm now stupid. Or not stupid. I'm now just being so petty.
Yep.
Character's broken wife.
It goes with the theme I chose earlier.
It does. Okay, this is the prop. A dungeon.
Oh, that is a giant prop.
That's supposed to be a theme. That's
okay.
the one that...
Well, that one's in there now. I was like, if a dungeon... I mean, technically, if you know the right people, a dungeon's a prop.
It sure is. Okay.
Anyways.
Okay, this is really funny. Okay, so our theme / setting is underwater.
Yeah.
Our character is a broken wife.
A broken wife.
And our prop is a briefcase.
Ooh.
That's funny.
Oh. Okay. Ooh. Okay. I'm envisioning mafia style.
Yeah.
So you're underwater and you're going to see all these people that are sleeping with the fishes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the broken wife is there, but she's like dead but alive.
Mm-hmm.
So she has the job with the briefcase to like collect the souls once people die underwater.
It's her soul collector.
Exactly. So you're trying to like go through this as you're watching how like different people are sleeping with the fishes. Eventually, some are dismembered, some have cement shoes, some are in a rug.
Snug as a bug.
And like, yeah, and so it's like you're trying to get through, but she's also like, anyone who crosses that line is supposed to like get their soul collected.
Yeah. Okay, I like it.
Yeah.
I got nothing.
Yeah, because underwater is scary.
And the cool part is that you can add in fish things.
Oh yeah, like scary fucking fish.
Yeah.
The anglerfish.
Yeah.
That one's
Anglerfish, blobfish.
Yeah.
All of them. I really like the idea of the taking souls, but also I had a thought when I first pulled this is what if you had to bargain with her? So she was actually, you had to bargain with her so that you don't end up sleeping with the fishes.
Oh, I like that.
So she's like more of a trickster.
So kind of like Crossroads demon, like yeah.
So like as you're going through, you end up having to have these crossroad moments, but it just sets you up for further into its fake crossroads.
Yeah.
So like doesn't matter which door you pick,
you're
always going to end up, or which briefcase you pick that leads you into a different room. Ooh. It's always going to end up in her realm.
I like that.
She's actually controlling all of it.
Yeah. Who is the it's like a cross between like Hades and Poseidon kind of thing.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun.
I like that. I like that one a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't steal that one.
Don't steal that one. So far you can only have
the giant
and the shoemaker.
Just kidding. I don't care. You can do what you want.
Secretly.
It's fine.
All right. I'm going to go in. I'm going to try.
Yeah.
All right. So theme.
Yep. Also, this is a great exercise when you're trying to figure out haunt designs.
And just like creatively get out of your mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even just for general like storytelling.
So the theme, which is just coming back around. Farmland.
Oh.
But no farmer.
Oh, no farmer here.
Farmland.
Oh God, I'm scared. Actually, it's going to be so funny.
With a siren.
Okay. Interesting. She's on farmland?
Apparently.
A wild siren.
And the prop.
Oh no.
A martini shaker.
Okay.
So we've got a siren with a martini shaker on farmland.
Okay.
How will this one go?
Okay, maybe the farmland isn't that far away from water.
I mean, there are farmlands that are like right next to water.
Yeah, maybe it's like a slough.
Yeah.
And I don't know why there would be a martini shaker.
Well, maybe she's a classy siren who likes to have a good drink once in a while.
I wonder if it's like a mirage. So maybe it's like deserted farmland.
Oh.
And so it's like this oasis amongst
like abandoned kind of farmland, kind of turned into a castaway thing.
Yeah, and if you think of like Great Depression, dirty 30s type thing, where it turns into this like dust bowl, but then you see this mirage in the distance of this sexy siren lady, and she's making you a martini,
and she's singing her siren song.
Yeah.
And okay.
You just end up in the mud and the muck.
Yeah. Oh, and then like the closer you get, it's like the farther away she kind of seems, and then each time you get you think you get closer, it's like a new room of like something more twisted that pulls you in deeper.
It could just be like this over and over again scene that you're experiencing throughout, and it's just getting weirder and twisted.
Yeah. Interesting.
I don't know if I like that one, but it's interesting.
I mean, we made it.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. Is it scary?
I think it could be scary. I think it depends on your concept of like mythology and like how much you believe in that.
Yeah.
Because like sirens are fantastic, but also pretty fucking terrifying, right?
Terrifying.
And I kind of envision them, like her perched up on a rock with a martini shaker, just come
like,
to
let
me.
Pour you a drink.
Yeah, I'll sing to you, pour you a drink,
you
lure you in with false sense of sexuality.
Yeah, any of that.
Yeah.
And setting that up set deck wise would be interesting because you'd have to make it so that you don't actually realize that you're in an enclosed space.
Yeah.
So it's just like this endless room with like this one point of focus that you have to end up passing by.
Wonder, because it's like if you end up passing by, would it be something, and I don't even know if this is possible, but if it could be, what if when you think you're getting closer, all of a sudden it's like a door closes, or like the wall comes sliding
Just
in,
kinda
like
slides.
changes,
Yeah.
and then you're forced to take a different route.
Yeah.
And then, but you're still trying to get to the siren
You can
because
still hear her.
yeah, she's still beckoning for you to come and have that drink.
Come find me.
Shaken, not stirred.
Yeah, that could be interesting.
Yeah.
I think you could do that.
I think
There's got to be a way.
there's got to be a way. Like you have
Smoke and mirrors.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
They can do it in Vegas. We can do it anywhere.
Yeah, it's true. Just need some time and some good old fashioned money.
Exactly. Don't we all?
Okay, I don't know if that one was the scariest.
No,
But it was a scary one.
it was interesting.
Yes.
It could be very interesting.
You could get it scary.
Yeah.
How else could you do that? If we like wanted to try something that was like different than that.
I think that's the hard part to get around, is like the farmland.
Yeah.
Because
think-
again, sirens and underwater. Please remember, every time I say that, that's a little jab at our friend who said underwater wasn't scary. And look, we made it scary.
Yeah, we can always make it scary.
Yeah.
I think. What if you did it? Oh, here's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Because farmland for me in my brain, sometimes it relates to oil and gas.
Yes.
So what if the siren wasn't an actual physical siren, but it was like looking for oil and gas, and you find the siren through mining, and so it's like you're these pioneers looking for oil and gas.
Yeah, an oil siren.
Yeah. So she's slick and oily and gross.
That's hot.
She's and she's like this temptress, but really kind of gnarly looking.
Yeah.
And she's like, it's almost like a commentary on greed.
Almost.
Almost. It is. And
cough, cough. Subliminal messaging.
and so like, yeah, it could be something like that, something along those lines.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly how that storyline would flow.
Yeah.
Or how the martini shaker would fit into that.
Somehow.
Somehow.
But
But I really envisioned this like character as like slick and gnarly, kind of
Well-
like you know the movie Fern Gully,
love.
Hexus or whatever his name is.
Oh.
Kind of like that, but female
Yeah.
version of that, and it's just like,
Fern Gully's so underrated.
oh, it's such a good
P.S.
movie.
So good.
Such a good movie.
Was the bat in that named Bartok? I can't remember. Bartok is either in Fern Gully or Anastasia, but either way, they both
I
had
think
bats.
Bartok was Anastasia.
Okay. Either way, both bats were fucking sweet.
My name is Betty.
Oh, yeah. That you have to, and it was Robin Williams. There we go.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
all coming back.
There you go. I had to think
Do
of the song.
dance.
My name is Betty.
Betty.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be watching that movie later. Anyways, yeah, maybe with the martini shaker though, it's like, again, as you touch on greed, it's like maybe that's like a symbol of
Status.
the oil
and-
barons at the beginning,
Yeah.
and somehow it gets thrown at us. I
Yeah.
just assume it.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
The rich just throwing at us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On to us poor folk.
Oh, yes. But
Yes.
then again, I'm like, that's okay. Feed me. I'll take the martini shaker and go sell it.
Some more cheeses for us, missus. Thank you.
All right.
That one, okay. I do like that
We-
one. There's something there.
There's something there.
I think.
So you got to talk it out first.
You gotta talk it out.
You gotta massage it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But there's something there.
there is.
There's something there.
Always with a siren. I've always known that I always knew that sirens were like, had, whether it's like the mystery or just
Yeah.
like, they always come out like there's something scary about them. Wonderful and powerful. But like, there's some scary in there.
Yeah, there is some scary in there. Ugh, gross. Okay.
All right.
It's my turn.
Yes.
The theme is a downtown metropolis or big city.
Okay. All right.
So it's downtown.
City
Thing.
life.
I would like envision a Gotham type thing or
Yeah.
something like that. Okay, what is this? Quizmaster is the character.
Oh,
That's actually
that's cool.
that's actually really good so far.
It all depends on the prop.
Chainsaw.
Ooh.
That's actually really good. I like that one.
Oh, this is
Ooh,
fun.
I like that. Okay,
Yeah.
so you're set in a big city, so it's all the big skyscrapers. You could do that really easily with set deck.
Yeah.
Lots of false windows and
Would you make it like an outside, like open list
Oh,
haunt? Yeah. Okay. And then just have all the set deck of the like
yeah, so
the
like
cities surrounding you.
huge ceilings,
Yeah.
false sky.
Yeah.
Make it so that the buildings seem tall,
Like super
You can
fucking
have
tall. Yeah.
mirrors and whatnot to make it look like infinity or
Yeah.
whatever. And then as you're walking through, it's like a Riddler character.
Yeah. When you first said big city, like metropolis, again, how this is all connected to everything, like ideas form from other ideas. One of the Resident Evil movies is like they discover that the Raccoon City is like they do testing of
Right.
like the zombies being released.
Right.
And so they create these underground facilities that mimic large
Big cities.
but then they control everything, the weather and everything like that.
Right, to see
so
how it works.
yeah, that kind of gives me like that kind of vibe
Yeah.
for the setting.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it's cool because then you'd walk from like Tokyo and then next thing you know you're in the suburbs.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like another city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
It'd be the character in and of itself could be cool because that reminds me more of like Hunger Games things. So maybe
yeah.
that's you're dropped in
Yeah.
into this space.
Yeah.
Like what were you just saying? And the quizmaster is like quizzing you on like where you go next.
Yeah.
And that's determining what's next for you.
Yeah. And even because you'd have to have a giant facility to do this one, you could have it like different areas. So it's like you're not going to get the same haunt each time because it's like you're going to answer one question and go through door A.
Yeah.
But then you're going to answer the question differently and you're going to go through door B.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
there'd be like, so you might not ever see all the rooms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's cool.
And then the chainsaw.
Well, that's just,
You're just gonna.
that's
Someone's
just
gonna
a
come at you
pleasant-
with the chainsaw.
Yeah.
So
That's
Godspeed.
classic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just run
I like that.
and just don't be the last one running.
Yeah, and you could have like so many different types within that space.
Yeah.
Like different types of characters.
Yeah, because it's like
aside from the quizmaster.
the city characters and everything like that. And it's like,
Yeah.
But then the quizmaster is kind of like a game show host,
It
right?
could be like an AI thing. So like actual AI.
Okay, that scares me.
Yeah. But not like this not like the AI that we have now, but like actual AI where it's thinking on its own and it's
Yeah.
gone crazy.
Oh.
And that's the quizmaster.
Yes. And
Yeah.
then it's like, yeah, it's taking over because that's what it will do.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding, guys. That's what's going to happen.
Nothing is sentient as of right now. So
That's what they want you to think. Pretty sure they had the iPhone like 20 years before the iPhone came out.
well, I don't know about that.
The government. That's a different podcast episode.
Yeah.
Anyways, I really like this one.
Yeah, I like this one too because you could take it in so many different ways.
Yeah.
Especially with that quizmaster character.
Yeah.
And then like downtown, big city, whatever you can do.
Yeah.
All you want with that.
Go into like whether it's like you're staying within a city, going in the shops within the city, or yeah.
Okay. Sidebar. I'm not going to include this.
Yeah.
Because I just need to. This is actually something that I'm going to work on.
Okay.
Is I was driving one night down like I think it was like Hastings,
Yeah.
and there was like this big giant Dollarama, and it was so brightly lit out, but everything else around it was so dark, and I
Yeah.
was like, it would be really fun to do a brightly lit Dollarama type haunt where
Yeah.
you're in a store and it's so brightly lit, but then you're like, what?
Yeah.
Like, I just really enjoyed that
Yeah.
thought of like the further you go, like say it ends up in like a back rooms type thing,
Yeah.
and it gets darker and darker and darker, but it starts out incredibly well lit.
Yeah. I like the idea of like also like when you pull up to like a store that's like super fucking lit inside and then it's just like dark in the parking lot except for like one street light.
I know.
And it's like it's like like directing you to that.
Yeah,
so it's
yeah.
like, yeah, I like that idea.
That's
Yeah.
like I really want to lean into something
Yeah,
like
like
that because as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, that's fucking gross.
Fucking awesome.
Anyways. Okay. All
right.
Your turn.
Okay.
Oh shit, we've already done 40 minutes of this.
Not surprised. All right.
That's pretty good.
Theme. Dungeon.
Yes.
Oh god, that's a different type of house altogether.
Dungeon.
Dungeon master.
I'm so excited.
Okay, so it's a dungeon.
Yes.
The character is regular human hiding in house trying to survive.
Okay, read that again.
A regular human
Yeah.
hiding in this place trying to survive.
Okay. Oh.
So it's a character, but it's clearly not a scary character. It's like a character that's like the victim of the house.
Yeah, yes. This is very funny. Sounds like a great time,
I
actually.
want you to know that went with the giant house.
That's great.
Why is this the perfect prop for this?
What is it?
A whip.
It's so funny.
I'm going to tell you right now,
Mm-hmm.
I would not be scared of this house.
This sounds great.
It sounds like a good time. I mean, feel bad for the person. trying to
Okay.
hide and
I'm just
survive.
going to say it
Just
on
say
the
it.
podcast.
Just say it. Might as well. No shame.
The funniest part about this is that this is very BDSM.
Very.
And the fact that BDSM and Haunt, like, if you looked at it in a Venn diagram, it would just be a perfect circle.
Oh, 100%.
This is the epitome of that. Because both of us had different concepts.
Yeah.
And it still ended up
This fucking
in what is essentially a
BDSM dungeon.
scene.
Yeah. The person trying to escape. I feel bad for that person.
Sorry.
But not sorry.
Yeah. Okay, so this one can be scary.
It can be scary.
Because maybe it's not like what dungeon, like what we're thinking
No,
about.
maybe it's like
BDSM.
like medieval dungeon.
Yes, where there's actual torture devices,
Yeah.
not pleasure devices.
Not pleasure torture devices.
Like a brazen bull or Iron Maiden, and what's that one where they slowly lower you down onto it?
Oh, I can't remember, but like
It literally rips you open.
yeah. Also, I love the bull one's kind of like my favorite because it's so fucking demented.
Mm-hmm.
But what I always thought was like really simple but twisted was in Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm.
There's when Tyrion ends up like at ends up in a jail cell or whatever. There's no wall and it's just a cliff.
Oh yeah.
So you get locked in a room
Yeah.
with 3 walls and then a cliff to nothing.
Yeah.
And it's
Make
like
a choice.
Exactly. It's like, how do you sleep? What do you do? So that
What
one
happens if there's a windstorm and
Exactly.
a wind tunnel happens and sucks you out?
exactly. So that's something that's always like I've been a bit like
Yeah, that's terrifying.
that would be fucking terrifying as a jail cell because you just don't know.
Yeah.
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 So anyways, dungeon with a person trying to survive and there's a whip.
Yes.
Well, clearly a whip is like they're like trying to like herd cattle or something.
Yeah.
Like maybe they're just trying to like get us in the direction of where to go.
Yeah.
Because we're all prisoners
Yes.
and we're all being taken to the depth to our cell.
Yeah.
And as you're going, you have to pass by
All of these.
all of these different tortures and rooms that's going to happen to you, like the 7 realms of hell.
Yeah.
And then maybe as like a thing, you see this person in each room who keeps trying to like escape.
Yeah.
And they're going to be the person that helps you get out.
Right. So they're more of like a catalyst to get you through the space.
Yeah.
Rather than like an evil character.
Exactly. And they're just like, they're kind of like your guide without being your guide.
Yeah.
And then by the end of it, when they're like, oh, thank God we're all free, they get sucked back in.
It would be so fucking cool if there was like, you know how when you're like, when you're watching movies and they have like jail cells and they're trying to like escape, but they've like carved things out of the wall.
Oh,
If like that's where they take you through. So instead of like the regular doorway, they put you through this side place that's like carved into the wall.
So it's like in like a poster, and behind it there's a hole or whatever, or it's like vines covering it so you can't see it.
And then they're like, you have to go this way.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit more interactive, and it's a lot more immersive than
just a regular walkthrough.
Yeah.
I
like that.
I like that. Also, I don't know why this would be a cool idea, but what if it was like also if you go in like a group of partners or whatever, you have to go with someone and you end up like in like kind of shackles on your feet. Obviously not like keeping you together too much, like safety first, but it's like as you're being led through this dungeon, and then at one point through it, this person helps you escape these shackles, and that's kind of cool.
That could be fun. Yeah.
Oh, I like that one.
I like that one.
Yeah.
That could be fun.
That could be fun.
There's a lot to do with that one. 'Cause
Yeah.
you could take it again, in different ways.
Yeah, and really, it's like depending on the dungeon. It's like, do you go medieval? Do you go like,
you could go. What is that movie? Hostel.
Yep.
You can go. Saw.
You could go like even if you want to do like different timelines too. It's like go back to like how the Vikings used to handle it, or like the Egyptians and stuff like that. Maybe one's a mummy room.
Greek.
Yeah. Ugh.
All of it. Like any of those mythologies as well, right? Like
because they really started and thrived on
you can
torture
have,
and power back then.
You could have gods involved and deities and things like that.
Like a god's dungeon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like you said earlier, like realm of hell.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's the underworld for Hades or whatever, and like there's the river of the souls or whatever.
You have to pay the ferryman.
Pay the toll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You could get really
into that.
Yeah, you can get like really weird with it.
Yeah, let's get weird.
Yeah, let's get fucking weird.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, one more. I think because
we're meandering a lot.
That's good though.
Yeah, it is.
We're starting a club.
It's called the Meanderers.
The Meander Club.
Yeah.
Okay. Theme. What do we got?
Okay. See,
this is funny.
That went with the other one.
Yeah. The time of Jesus.
Okay, and like
Jesus.
Yes. I'm like so not just like in like Bethlehem but like also like that specific time period. Oh God. What's the character?
This went with the other one.
Oh.
With the one that we just
did. Oh
did.
no.
Mistress or vampire?
Okay.
Let's go with vampire because that's like more interesting. Prop is cue cards.
Cue cards. Quizmaster comes back.
That is so stupid. I fucking love it.
I love it. The cue cards.
Okay, who has the cue cards?
I don't know. Well,
the time of Jesus.
Okay, so
that's like
I couldn't remember what it was. I know it's like.
Okay, let's do some quick
AD.
Googling.
Is it BC?
It's BC because it's
But isn't? Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, so before historians changed it.
Yes.
So it used to be BC.
Yeah.
So it was before Christ.
Yes.
So
that's how I remember learning it as.
Yeah, so and then what was during Christ?
Because AD was afterwards, right?
Correct. After death.
After death. Yeah.
Okay. So, but that's no longer how they.
What?
They no longer do that. Do you want to know the modern?
Yeah,
version?
sure. Because I thought, I mean, it's just watching movies or whatever, but they still like use BC and AD. At least that I know
it's
of.
Because it means ad nauseum.
That sounds very Latin.
I believe it is. So, so it means. Nope, that's not the right thing.
More like at nauseum. I'm kidding. That's not even a D.
Okay. Sorry. AD stands for Anno Domini, which is... Oh, man, this is the wrong one, too. Because this is saying... it's Latin for in year of our Lord. So...
That's what Okay, so I had thought that BC was before he was born, and then AD was like
after his death.
I thought that also covered when he was alive.
No.
Oh, that's weird. What is that time? What is the 30 years that he's
Hang on.
alive for?
Let me look at this. BC refers to the time before death.
Yeah.
AD refers to the time after Jesus was born.
Okay, after he was born.
CE AD refers to the time after he was born. And okay, I guess currently that's okay.
That's so it's the time of Jesus is AD.
But the more common thing that they use now is BCE and CE. So this is for people who are not religious or specifically Christian, and before Common Era, and then CE is Common Era.
Okay, I like that because as someone who's
not religious.
Not religious, but like respects whatever you want. Like I was always wondering, it's like, but because I'm not someone who like acknowledges Jesus Christ necessarily as my own faith.
Yes.
I always wondered, like, why do I have to use the before Christ, after death kind of thing?
Yeah.
So
I'm BCE would be before Common Era, so that's anything before.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, look, I learned something really good today.
Let's see what technically makes. So BCE, dates that occurred before 1 CE. So that would be like...
Which is when he's...
Year 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
many years.
So then if we're in the time of Jesus. Let's, So time of that would be 4 and year 6 and 4. That's weird.
Huh. But that's the thing.
So
is
the
like,
first century.
Yeah.
Time of Jesus was the first century. Most scholars believed he was born between 6 and 4 BC and died between 30 and 36 AD.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So then.
Okay.
That would have been.
So about 2,025 years ago.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. So that, but that's the thing is like, I mean, obviously, if we were to talk to legitimate historians, Catholic, like knowledgists, that's not a word.
Historians?
Yeah, Catholic historians, Christian historians, like all like, I'm sure they'd be able to give us like a really definite answer, but it seems to me like that time is always like in contention because you don't really have an answer for it.
Because it's all speculation.
Exactly.
And based on whatever texts.
Exactly, which have changed over the years, but that kind of also makes it a little bit more mysterious and scary in that sense because you don't know when that time was. Yeah.
It's also very wild. I decided to Google also like what types of clothes they wore in year 4. And it's giving me very weird things. So it's coming up with like medieval, English medieval, but I don't know. But that would have been later.
Yeah.
Because that would have been like 13 to 1400s is when that would have started. Anyways. Could go off on a tangent of just research for this type of theme.
Which clearly we're invested in right now.
Yes. You could do a lot with just like the research around what to do in order to get this.
Yeah.
But if you're throwing in, say, a vampire into this world, which could have happened.
Totally. It's like, when is the first existence of vampires?
When is the first existence of vampires?
How are you going to tell me Dracula's the very first one?
How are you gonna do that?
How are you gonna tell me that Vlad was the first guy? Huh? How did Vlad become one?
And yeah, like it would. I mean, if miracles happened with Jesus,
miracles happen.
It's possible that there is a vampire.
That's the thing is like, that's even more like crazy because it's at a time where all of these amazing miracles were happening, and it's like. So how are you going to tell me that this man can walk on water, but there's not someone who can't go in the sunlight?
Yeah, there's no mythical creature.
Who likes to drink blood, because you know what? Those are regular people out there today too.
Correct.
Yeah.
And also, let's be real. We drank the body of Christ, the blood of Christ.
And we eat the body of Christ.
So who's the vampires? Is Jesus the vampire?
Oh, you're going to walk in this haunted house and there's just going to be a mirror held up to you this entire time.
But you can't see. Like vampires you don't see in reflection.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, then there you go. You got to get a mirror that does that.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm liking this so far. Okay, so we've got the theme. We've got the person. How do we put in cue cards?
Maybe, okay. Bear with me for a second.
Bearing with you.
Maybe it's a farce. So,
okay.
You know, like Truman Show?
Yes. Fucking love that movie. It's great.
It's like that. And so, like,
go on. I'm trying to imagine. You can't even get it out.
It's so stupid. That's why.
I love it.
But it's not even scary. It's just fucking weird. So say you're going through this like little shack.
Yeah.
And you've got Jesus as a fucking vampire. And then you go through a door.
Yeah.
And it's just like a camera crew and a dude with cue cards. And you realize that it's just like a set. And the real terror is the fact that that this whole experience is being capitalized on. It's so stupid.
But there's so much side-by-side commentary.
That's why it kind of works.
Oh my god. See, they need the martini shaker.
It's so dumb.
I want to go to this haunted house so badly.
And you know how it's like you're the vampire and they're holding out the mirror?
Yeah.
It's the same.
Yeah, there you go. But I also want like the crew and stuff like that when you go into it and there's the camera crew. I want them to be so like dumbfounded when you walk in to be like, sorry. We're not here. We're not real people.
Don't look at us.
Do not look at the man behind the curtain.
It's like all this smoke and mirrors of
Yeah.
like the retelling of Christ.
Oh my god, yeah. I feel like that would be a haunted house, but not for us. That'd be for religious people.
That is a
Yeah.
very so sorry to anybody
I
who's
no,
religious.
like like I would still go to this haunted house,
It
but like,
sounds interesting.
but that's the thing is like that's why this game is fun is because anything can be scary to anyone,
Correct.
right?
Yeah.
So
And also, hopefully, it doesn't offend anybody.
No.
But that's fine.
that's not our intention, but
No.
that's the way you take it.
Sorry. Yeah, that's really funny.
I like that one.
I like that one.
Okay, what was your favorite one?
Oh my god, I'm blanking. Okay, what do you have over there? We had
The factory, the giant house, underwater, the dungeon, farmland.
I think they all kind of had their.
They all had their moments.
They all had their little moments. I did like the downtown one.
I like that one. It seemed
the Quizmaster.
yeah, that one seems like
That one's fun.
that'd probably be the most scary out of all of them.
I think, yeah, for me, yeah, that one would be pretty scary. I do think
I think the underwater one's such a cool concept if you like
Yes.
got it right.
yeah, I do like the evil shoemaker giant one, despite it seeming so fucking weird.
But like you really could make that into something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot there. If with any of these ones, there's stuff there. It's just like we're just scratching the surface. Like we could go hard into any of these. Anyways, this is just a long-winded way of saying play this with your friends. You never know what you're gonna get. Have a prop, character, a theme and setting, and you might have a barrel of laughs with your friends.
You might have a great time.
You might have a
It's
great
like
time.
your own version of Cards Against Humanity.
Yeah, but like cooler.
Haunts against people.
Yeah, Haunt Roulette. Play it.
Haunt Roulette. Oh, all right.
Oh, okay. I think we need to wrap it up there.
Yeah,
'cause
I think
I'm
that was fun.
spent creatively.
Yeah. No, I know. My brain's now like I couldn't come up with
Mush.
another theme.
Mush.
Yeah.
And I can't believe how far down the rabbit hole I started going with that Jesus one.
No.
That's wild.
I thought I put that one in there because I was just like, oh, why not? Because I was just like
Yeah,
something
yeah.
random. But like, yeah, that really,
Yeah.
that one was a good one. Good job, me.
Yeah. Good. Well done.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, thank you all for listening to this. I hope you all start to play Haunt Roulette with yourselves and with friends and with your family. It could be kind of fun. Or just like, for coming up with stories. It doesn't
Yeah.
always have to be with a haunt. Thank you so much for listening to our random ramblings.
If you guys have any haunted houses that you think would be scary that are really like crazy and weird, or if
Yeah.
you played this game with your friends and you guys came up with something ridiculous,
Yeah.
let us know.
Let us know. Tell us what you guys ended up coming up with.
Mhm.
And yeah, if you liked any of the ones that we came up with, give us a shout. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah. Where can they find us?
They can find us on Instagram.
Mm.
You can find us on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
You can also find us on buymeacoffee.com
Just Haunted House Things.
and Just Haunted House Things. You can also find us. I think that's it.
I think that's it. You can find us in the wild.
Yeah.
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 We are wild.
We exist.
Yeah. Mostly. Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sometimes.
Outside the confines of the house.
Anyways, thank you so much for listening. We'll catch you on the next one.
Yeah. Tune in for the next episode. We'll get it as soon as we can.
Yep.
And thanks for joining in, guys.
Yeah. Thanks again and happy haunting. And I'm Courtney,
I'm Brienne.
and you're listening to
Just Haunted House Things.